All right. So we back again. But this time you would see, but these boys upgrading for real. Y'all should see what in the back here. Like, even though I looking at, I guess it's camera 3. I'm looking at camera 3. And we're beginning another audio adventure. But today, we have a guest. His long-awaited debut has finally arrived. No, let me switch to camera 2. All right. That's camera 1. His awaited day has finally arrived. Before we even get into him, let me go back to me. You know what it is. It's the Negus of Nassau, St. Anton Alexander, Lord Jalen Willard at your service. And here's another episode of Erryting Kool.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
The tourists come over to chill on the beach, but they don't come over the hill where we sleep. We got nightmares and they got fantasies. No sanity, it's just insanity. My mommy hoping nothing happens to me.
And today, we have a special guest. Please introduce yourselves up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm yours truly, Marcus Love.
So we are with Marcus Love today to hear about his story, his life, and what he has to offer us on the love tip, because he named Marcus Love. And we were supposed to have you actually for Valentine's Day, but February was just hectic, bro.
You was hiding from me. That's what you was doing.
No. No. I literally, I couldn't record. I recorded parts, but I couldn't record Erryting Kool because it was just like too much things happening.
It was God time, man.
Exactly. So, Marcus, on this show, we have a special segment called the main word, phrase, or saying of the day. And we always give that to our guest.
I'm waiting on it.
No, you giving us the word, phrase, or saying.
Oh, the word phrase today to say.
Uh-huh.
She love you today, or she joking tomorrow.
Okay, what that's supposed to exactly
That
mean?
means like, if you're unsure of who you have, then that means she ain't the one for you.
Wow, this is powerful. So I guess this is a part of your love ritual, not love rituals, but some of your love advice that you give to people.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. You know what I mean?
So typically we like to take things where we can get a little bit, like, tell us like the backstory, the origin story of Marcus Love.
The origin of me becoming who I am today, especially the brand Marcus Love, it was always in me, like having that great positive energy, always speaking life from school time. But I was never Marcus Love.
Okay.
Back then, it was just Goody. They used to just call me Goody.
So Goody like Goody Mob or?
Marcus Love is better.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the Goody had gone. I was moving with the Goody. But I always demonstrated love. You know what I mean? No matter where I go, if I see somebody in desperate need, I'd be like, here. Or how could I help you? How could I add to what's happening here, or try to change the situation to make the world a better place. So I felt like I was adding the important ingredients towards bringing a rising, right? Because when you look around, society is lacking love. But me always used to move with that vibration. So my sister said to me one day, she said, you like this Goody. You like Goody. Why don't you just call yourself Marcus Love? And me and my smart self, I'm like, Marcus Love. Like, Girl, get from me talking. Girl, God. You know, and it didn't dawn on me that she was giving me a new chapter of my life.
Okay.
And when I grabbed the name and I said, you know what? I'm going to go with Marcus Love. Then it all made sense. It all came together. You know what I mean? And Marcus Love was already birthed in my actions in school. And then when I finished school, then I realized that, boy, there's a work to do. Mm-hmm. And I just capitalized on it. Now Marcus Love is a brand. And I'm so grateful.
Which year you started this your brand? Which year?
The Marcus Love was formulated within almost like grade 10.
Okay. So
that was like around 2003, 2000.
Okay, so basically this brand has been a thing for the last 15 years, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. So, because like when I first heard about you, I didn't know.
You had negative thoughts about me?
No, because I didn't know you. Like the first time I probably saw you was probably with Rodney.
Yes.
And then Kool tell me, yeah, wait, this my boy Marcus, da 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 da.
Yes.
So it's like those was the two connections I had no, and Kool was like, yeah, but you need to bring him on the parties, we doing this, that, and
yes.
that.
And I appreciate it.
So I was just like, okay.
Pick up the Kool.
Yeah. So what exactly, how did you pivot the brand? Because obviously 2003, so basically you would have graduated 2005.
Right.
So obviously 2005 was a whole different world.
Yeah.
Than what it is today.
Yeah.
So what, like, did you use it as a personality or you just use it as a...
It was a personality.
Okay. So you like did hostings or what exactly?
I was just being me, but I never did any hosting or anything like that. Like, the hosting came along when the pandemic came. That's where.
So essentially 15 years after the starting a brand.
Right.
You actually started to, okay, let me.
You know what, let me be fair to you.
Uh-huh.
Let me be fair to you. Let me bring you back to what I was always doing. I always was doing like short clips where I'm speaking, like motivational speaking. You know what I mean? Like always reading books, trying to say something that would encourage somebody that's dying slowly. You know what I mean? When I say dying, not physically dying, but mentally dying. Trying to uplift their spirits with some kind words, like believe in yourself. Don't give up. The journey is not going to be easy, but you just got to put in that work. You got to look at the bigger picture ahead. No matter what is going on, the world is yours. So it's like just trying to encourage somebody out there. What? Excuse me. The mic. Even the mic could have feel a vibration. Even the mic could have feel a vibration. But I was always doing that. But the hosting thing never came along.
Okay.
It never came along. And then I didn't realize that I could have host.
So when did that like turning point happen? Was the pandemic or?
I was doing karaoke.
You
know, with the Marcus Love. But I was kind of scared to do it. Like just to stand up in the front of the masses and you know, entertain them while they passed somebody else the mic to sing. And then I realized that, you know what? I was encouraging everybody about breaking the fear, but I had a fear that I needed to break. And when I broke that fear, then I was able to host, to become like, not only to have a name, but to be able to walk into that character, to be able to say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is yours truly, Marcus Love. It's my pleasure to be in your presence right now, blah, 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 and just going into it, you know what I mean? And it just became a natural vibration. And people was just, the people at that came to the bar to support me with the karaoke thing, they just started to vibe with me. And then I realized, fear was trying to hide me from what I was already prepared to do. And then it just all made sense. It doesn't make sense?
No, that's what I always say, you know. Fear really cripples you. Fear is like someone basically trying to suffocate you.
Yes.
And it's like you can't breathe.
Yes.
And you can't like operate.
Yes.
And then you start losing consciousness.
But that someone is you.
Yeah.
Because you created that person, that enemy that would cause you to believe that you couldn't do something. And once you realize that the enemy is not your friend, and then you allow your thoughts to move into the actions of what you think that you can't do, then you'll be shocked to see how you're able to figure out things as you go. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
That's powerful. So, what do you do? Okay, when you aren't Marcus Love, what inspired you to actually? Okay, we come into the pandemic time, and I guess everybody locked at home. Like, what?
Yeah.
The pandemic was like for you, and what sort of spurred your mind to be like, yeah, let me start making videos, like talking about general things, because you talk about a lot.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes it be about loud, sometimes it be, you know,
You're all over.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you going on these passionate rants.
Parker. Dog don't bark at Parker, but he ain't going nowhere, right?
Yeah.
So I was going somewhere. So what was happening for me in the pandemic, when the pandemic came along, it never dawned on me that I needed to find something to do. It was still me trying to figure out like how I can pay these bills. It's still me trying to figure out what's going to happen tomorrow. It's still me trying to figure out, are we going to make it? But getting to a certain point, then I realized that, okay, life is still going on. People are bored at home. And it still didn't dawn on me. But what is so unique about life is God always put people in place to tell you what you can do. I have a wonderful roommate, Kadero Spencer, big up to yourself. He said to me, Marcus Love, why don't you just start a live and go and express your stories with the people in the pandemic? And I'm like,
I mean, I think that was the motivation for a lot of people. Because the thing about it is we're today's the 19th.
Yes.
3 years ago, I think we was on lockdown. No, we was on lockdown yet, because that's when everything that shut down, but people still like, everybody was like, oh, this holiday, let me go on the beach. The beach was caught. All the little bars was caught.
Right.
This was in like, I think probably 3 days from now, that's when this was really like everything shutting down.
Yeah.
And then the nightmare ensued. But to think about it, that was 3 years ago.
Right.
And everybody through the pandemic was like, yo, you got to use this time to make the most of that. Like, that was like a driving force. And sometimes some people didn't receive that because it was like, yo, I'm really like going through it right now. Like, yeah, I can't be motivated. So, and I still think, even coming out the pandemic, a lot of people didn't maximize that time. Like, because everybody just went back to doing the foolishness that they was doing before.
Wow.
But you took that time and say, okay, let me do what you was doing.
It still didn't dawn on me that I should have done it.
So what you was doing?
I was just literally sitting there, bored out of my mind. I'm like literally sitting there trying to figure like what this is, you know. But I did decide to take him up on his offer when he said that. And he was like, but you need to get this live thing going. And I did it, you know. And it was surprising that I had so much people supporting me.
Why was it you feel like people don't like care about you or love you like they say they do?
I think people only care about you to a certain degree, for their convenience. Once that convenient is up, then they go looking for the next high. They go looking for the next situation. They go looking for the next conversation. But as it relates to me, the support system was very nice within that time, and it helped me to really capitalize and build on Night of Confession. That's what I came up with in the pandemic.
Wait. Night of Confession. So this was like a Facebook One Time After Dark type of thing?
Yeah.
So, okay, so what's weird the Night of Confession? Like, was it like Mango and the rest of them?
No, I didn't have the mango mentality.
Okay.
It was always, I always believe on respecting the people's bedroom. I believe in respecting people's home.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna tell a story, it's gonna be my story that I'm confessing to. And then if you want to add your story into what I'm saying, then that's fine with me. But I did ask some questions, and I got some very strong, real response.
So this was like all on the live.
All on the live, like on the scene. I pull up on the scene, ready to go, cutting this movie, and let's get it going. You know what I mean? But the audience was wonderful. Like, they was very supportive. They came through, and they just couldn't wait for me to have a Thursday confession, because it was every Thursday. Night of Confession with Marcus Love, every Thursday.
Okay,
That's
so
what it was.
how long? Because I tried my hand at the whole like live streaming thing, and it's just like, I mean, I was like, I already create content, especially long form content. I'm like, going live streaming and just doing this live. It's like, it's redundant for me, personally.
Right.
And I just be like, okay, I don't know if I feel like keeping up a schedule to where I go on live every. Because I have some friends, and I've been on, like, when Robes, Rants, and Rum was around.
Right.
I used to, a pair, like, 10 of them used to, Maradona and Kanique. Maradona and Kanique used to go live. Like, it was a stretch where they was going live Monday to Thursday.
Monday
Like
to Thursday. That's a
straight
lot of work, bro.
For like
That's
a
a
good
lot of work.
2-3 months straight. And I was like,
Damn, that was really,
I was like, I don't think people understand.
really
that
consistent.
it's not like you're just consistent. You just get burned out, right? So it's like, even doing like, it's been multiple times I've taken breaks from podcasting and just shifting things up, switching this around, this and that and that. So it ain't easy.
No, it's
But,
not. Trust me, it's not.
Yeah, because it's like, it's only so much, or even like, you know, his birthday just passed, but not based on this recording. As of this recording, you know, it's the birthday of Cameron Samuels just happened, and his passing is, I think, in May.
Yes.
Yeah, so like, even how he used to do it, he used to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday be on YouTube.
Right.
And Tuesday and Thursday be live on Instagram, bro. And he was doing that for like a year
He's
and a
really
half
good.
straight. And
Really
I was
good.
like, wait, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. Even putting the questions together, because it'd be like, oh,
And the mental fortitude, because it's like
Yeah.
you get burnout. Like, yeah, I at this exact time. I mean, you really have to treat this like a job.
yes. And I mean, once you have a passion for it, it's not a job. It just becomes so natural. You know what I mean? It's just like playing basketball. You know what I mean? You love the sport so much, you just gotta show up. And the more you play, the better you become at it. And the less you play, the less interest you will have towards it and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, so that's what it is. But the Night of Confession still is around. I believe that Night of Confession is going to emerge into something beautiful, even better.
So you don't go live like you used to no more? Or?
No, because I'm still learning as I go. I'm still watching. I'm watching people business. I'm talking people business.
Just look right there. The camera
I'm
too.
watching you if you're cheating. And I will tell the world if you're cheating.
Oh man.
Because once Marcus Love see you cheating, the world needs to know.
Oh no.
Everything cool?
I guess everything cool. Like that's almost sound like what Lincoln and Utah Taylor them used to do back in the day with Controversy TV.
Right.
Like they used to go on the beach and see who's sweeter and why y'all fornicating. Like, you know, in different people cars and things like that. And it's like, wait. And they get to one couple of times and it's like, bro, like that whole culture, I never heard really anybody address like the whole culture behind what we have in the moment, like behind, like we had like having sex on the beach.
Right.
Like you go out, like let's say if it's a cool, calm night,
Right.
and you just go to the beach like around a certain time. I remember one time I was walking on the beach in the nighttime, and you just saw, I guess this woman on top of this man, on top of this woman, and like they walk past and they were stiff.
Yeah, like statue.
They didn't move, and I was like. Like we see you, like you stay still. Like yeah, listen.
Right.
Wait till
Like I don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah, it's like, it is what it is, bro. You in a public space.
Real.
Hey, do you do?
Real.
So, what was the highlight moments of nightly confessions?
The highlight moments.
Yeah, like what was your most salacious moment?
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't think he was gonna drop the one on me.
Nah, I Tropsy, bro.
I can see that you more Tropsy than me. You more Tropsy than me. One moment that I captured was very interesting. A particular female messaged me, and she wanted me to highlight her story.
I know.
And the thing about her story was the person she wanted me to tell a story on is somebody that I cool with.
Oh.
And I'm like,
this might be a conflict of interest.
I know, right? I know. So I'm like, how do I tell this story without my boy knowing I'm telling this story?
Yeah.
So I kind of detour from it, and she said some very distasteful words about me.
Choice words.
Yeah. So I was in real to the call. Then she said, I don't like him. And then I told her, I don't like me too. Just to try blending in. And I said, I don't like me too, because I love me enough to recognize that I could not do that to that individual, because at that time, the situation was fresh. And sometimes even as media people who deal with media, you gotta, sometimes
curtail your message.
Right. And at that time, I was still a babe. I was still learning how to formulate people's story by not making a mess. You feel me? And I believe that's one of the reasons why I really took off the way I should have, because I don't use profanity. I don't call women HO. I try to be respectful in a very student way, and I try to make it very conducive for when kids show up, because everybody get phone. So if a kid see me on live and the mother see I'm speaking to their child, they be like, don't worry about that. Marcus Love is not going to say anything that's going to cause my child to be dysfunctional. You know what I mean? But other than that, I had a lot of moments that I forgot about. And some that I can't talk about.
Why? You had them online, though.
No, I can't talk about it. A lot of private messages.
Okay, I mean, I talk about as far as what was front facing, what people could easily consume. Like so you was doing the lives, you was having people on the lives.
Yes. What is consuming is one of the things that I've experienced, like my past relationship, the bullshit I had to go through.
Okay, so let's talk about, because I don't know if you ever heard of this group called Relationship Goals Bombers.
No, I've never heard of them.
Okay, for the first time in like a long time,
they exist for Joe?
Yeah, it's like 2,000 people. I used to be trolling. In 2020,
you never sent me the link? Oh, you didn't know me back then?
I thought you was in there. Like they have
I was not.
Listen,
I was not.
There's a lot of people inside there, and I used to be trolling so hard, like 2020, 21,
Really?
20. Yes, they were sick of me.
Really?
like especially like the women I say something, or like I have the men aggy too, because I'll just be trolling, and they just would have like these visceral reactions.
Right.
But we always in a climate where somebody arguing about some relationship thing. Right. I mean, I even made it a point not to, because we Erryting Kool used to be the relationship podcast at one point. Right. But listen to me.
Right.
Me not talk about that. Because it's an overtax, and most of y'all gonna be single.
Really?
And I ain't even asking you.
Really?
I telling you that's what's gonna happen, because you have these these high expectations
Real.
of regular people.
Real.
And no one wants to heal. No one wants to self-improve. Everybody is. This ain't church. We cannot take you as you are. You have to show some improvement, and you have to communicate. in
Preach,
some
pastor,
form of
preach.
fashion.
Preach.
So, but how did you see the dating landscape? Because when you say you was Marcus Love, I was like, you must see some relationship guru or something like that.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Because you say you had, why you feel like you had a bunch of crappy relationships?
Because like you said something very interesting. We don't take time to heal. A lot of us, we try to shortcut our way out of our past, but we never heal to get prepared for the future. And when it's like that, it leaves you in a very, very dysfunctional place. Like somebody's gonna start a new relationship with you, and then you're going to give that person a piece of your past experience, or you're gonna have those same traits that caused you to lose your last relationship, and then you're gonna lose that new person, not understanding you never took time to heal, to understand that, hey, everything starts over when you're fully prepared to go for it. When you go there broken, then that means you're not gonna have enough strength to keep it. Do you understand that?
That's very powerful. Because if you come into a situation, I feel like, I often think to myself, I'm like, I wish, they're like, like having children early is good when you like have a very like solidified foundation with somebody, but then it's like, man, I wasn't ready for no marriage to be with no one. I still had a lot of growing up to do.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I really don't want to be the old dad, but it's like, yeah, I didn't want to be the dysfunctional one at the same time.
Right. So you didn't come looking for nobody, knowing that you wasn't ready. Because a lot of us do that. We come looking for people, knowing that we ain't fully ready to be.
Sometimes you might be ready and get unready. Like,
that is true.
Because see, with me, I was thinking the other day, I was like, I ain't been in a serious relationship in almost like 5 years.
Wow.
But it was
5 years?
Yeah. But it was like between 2018 and 2020, I stopped dating just to figure myself out and build up. The 2020 happened, and then the pandemic happened, and then that set me back again, especially in 2021.
Set you back in what mode?
Like in like finances and stuff. I didn't want to date no woman if I was broke.
Okay.
Even that's what I'm saying. I wasn't in a serious relation. That doesn't say I wasn't entertaining women,
Right.
or whatever. Like
So you was a player?
I wouldn't say that.
Are you a player?
Nah.
Are you a player?
I just do what I gotta do. Like,
Oh man, that's a smooth way to drop down. You just dropped the mic on me.
Yeah.
I just do.
I just do what I gotta do because I especially at this point I really about being intentional with everything I do. So I ain't got time to waste.
So let me ask you a question before you ask me one. So at this stage of your life, being not like you said you haven't been in a serious relationship for 5 years. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Are you ready for a relationship at this time?
Yeah, because you want to know why? Because it's for certain varying factors.
Okay.
And I see women speak about this a lot. Mm-hmm. When you're a man, when your finances ain't together,
right,
and your mental health ain't together,
right,
you're only a detriment to her. So you stop and separate yourself from the woman, so you help them not to get a bunch of emotional damage you have yourself. So now you spend that time developing yourself. Listen, actually, let me tell this story because I think I told the story.
Tell us your story because we're waiting for it.
You see all of this. Wait, after my last relationship, I built all of this. All of the original people, all of that. I couldn't do that while I was in a relationship. So all of that came after. Yeah,
he was in one of those relationships.
No, but I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, for some men, like relationships distract you from getting to your goal.
Yes.
As we had a dog in the butt.
Even a dog can feel a vibration. Even a dog was cheated on.
Yeah.
Oof.
No, but it's like, I needed that time to build and not just build what I needed to do to where I'm solidified in who I am today. So
I'm ready to ask you another question.
Okay.
I'm the love doctor.
Okay. You just say you was in the love guru. He ain't no guru, he's a doctor. So, go ahead.
We're gonna fix it for a minute. I'm just gonna fix you for a minute. Just you know what I mean? Put a little patch on you.
Yeah.
A little band-aid. All right, so seeing that you've been single for 5 years, what happened in your last relationship? Leading up to all of this. How did you know? Like, how long y'all was together? That's the first question. And then when y'all broke up, that's the next question.
That last situation was a confusing one because I was in a long-term relationship before that relationship, but I was still talking to the old girlfriend, but with the new girlfriend, and it was like both of them were still around the same.
So you driving 2 different cars then? That's a good way to say smash, right? No, you driving 2 different cars.
No, it was just a confusing time, so that's why I just had to cut everybody off. So I had to clean house and start to rebuild from scratch.
So basically, none of those females really put you in a
no,
in a
one
situation.
was bad because she just had penis for brains, but the ironic part is she didn't get married.
But you know, a lot of females say we like bad women.
No, I wouldn't say that. A
lot of people say that. Good people say
my situation was what I was looking what the other girl didn't have. I was looking for, and the other girl was, and vice versa. But the one I was with before the other one, I wasn't ready for that because I wasn't in the space I wanted to be in.
Okay.
So, so one was for fun, one was going to be serious, but then it was like, yo, I know I need to do some internal work, so let me just let everybody go.
You know what's so amazing about you telling us that is the mere fact that you are now in a good place to tell a story like that and not be afraid of anybody seeing what you just said. One of the things when you haven't healed is when you can't tell your story.
Of course.
Or you can't stand in front of the masses and say, hey, this what I've been through. This is what happened to me. You know what I mean? Once you see that you're afraid to tell your story, then that means you're still holding on. And I'm just so proud of you. And you could see the level of your success based on what has happened to you.
Yeah.
And you're looking good.
Yeah, but
you're looking good.
So like that's why I just got tired of talking about relationship topics because it's like, wait, like if y'all really want to have healthy relationships with people, it's just a few things that you need to do. It's just first you need to be fine with you and fully content with who you are.
Right.
And like I say this, you have to accept who you are and who you aren't. Because many people accept who they are, but they never accept who they are.
But I can say this though, watch this. This is so powerful. A lot of us like ourselves, and then we share the like part of us with people who don't like themselves. And so what happens is, because we like ourselves, we accept anything. It's going to get deeper. When you love yourself, you override that love. I mean, you override the like. And you love yourself so strong to the point where you realize, hey, you're not good enough for me. Most of us who like ourselves, we just accept everything.
What do you mean everything?
Meaning like, if it gives us some sort of vibe, we hold on to it. This is it. This is for me. This is good. I'm not letting go. I'm this, I'm that. But it's not healthy. Because when you love yourself, principles is put in place. Barriers is put in place. A lot of bullshits don't come around you. You don't accept no foolishness. You saying you could always tell the people who love themselves. You can't outsmart them. You could always tell the ones who like themselves, they just fall for everything they hear. I'm sorry to say it like that. I hope someone who understands what I'm saying could look at it from a deeper perspective and say, all right, I see where he's coming from.
I think the people that just like themselves still don't love themselves, bro.
Right, and that's where they accept those unwanted pieces.
Yeah, because they trying to be fulfilled.
Right, and then those fulfillment will give you short-term pleasures.
And short-term pleasures only last for so long.
And it brings destruction.
Exactly.
Simple as that, see? Erryting Kool, just a connection.
So Because you answer the question. So, how you feel about today's relationships?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me get comfortable for this one. Today's relationship is going under.
Why you say that?
It is lacking substance. I recall it. I said this the other day. Back in the days when you was much younger, technology wasn't this advanced. Am I correct? Back in the days,
are not correct.
we was
you are correct.
We was writing
Love letters.
Come on, man, talk to me. We was writing love letters. We was connecting with people through writing to them. And then, because technology wasn't around, so you had to literally speak to build that love and bond with that person that you trying to sleep with, right? Now, we live in the 21st century where everybody doing this. Let me tell a story.
All right.
Tell a story. You ready? So, I pursued a young lady. When I was much younger. When I didn't have all this gray. And we started to go. Things was going in the right direction. I thought that, boy, this is the one. We went for dinner. Because I believe that a man should take his woman out. Not no bamboo. I'm sorry to say, not this. Bamboo. I'm not trying to insult you guys. Bamboo does taste good.
But you never heard Future said chicken wings and fries. We don't go on dates.
I never heard that. So let me get back to the story. So now we sitting at the dinner table, right? The food pull up. We ain't interact yet because she doing this. She taking picture herself, and I'm trying to figure out like when. It's the introduction going down. You feel me?
No, actually, the crazy part is I went on like a date like that before.
So you feel me? So you feel me?
Whole date. Scrolling. Bro, after that happened to me, I never talked to her again after that.
You didn't recognize what was happening. And the same thing for me. I realized like, bro, this ain't the one. Because when the food pull up, she doing this. And then she sending the picture in those groups. And then the girls are messaging her. All girls are messaging. Girl, where you is? The food look good. The boy can't buy, I'm going to play the food too, eh? And she could build up the gumption to ask me.
Oh, no, that's what you say?
You want to have me?
No, say what you say. What you tell her again, bro?
She asked me to buy her friend a plate of food.
Oh, like, so you asked? No, it wasn't her asking you to buy a friend a plate. You told her, would you just say that?
I was like, huh?
No. You just say something about flip. I just forget. You just say something. What'd you just say? Because that was funny. Like anyway,
it slipped my mind. It slipped my mind. But the point is this. Point in case, she did not get that plate of food. Because that was a major turn off, and I realized that, boy, this ain't the one for me.
So she on this was a
she
chicken. She
posted this in the group,
and then
our girls are like, "Where you at?" And the food looked good. Oh, you can't ask the boy to get me something to eat.
I mean, she actually had the audacity actually.
What we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we? I'm like, hey, yeah, she could get a plate of food if you paying for it.
Oh, but I glad no one. No, this is the biggest try that I think women have done to me. We supposed to go out, me and them, and then they bring along their friend or their sister or whatever, all this stuff. Right. And it's because you want to just be a man and we not be split. Right. You pay for everything.
Wow.
And that's like, after that happened to me like once or twice, I was like, nah,
order that.
If you got to bring someone, no way, we straight. Or I just be like, so everybody paying their own bills, right?
You would stop yourself from the start.
Yeah, no, I don't. Wait, listen, I don't play. Kool can tell you. All my boys say I don't play. Oh, and that's probably people might say, or if you ask my mom why I be single now, because it's like, bro, I don't put up with foolishness.
I don't blame you. And you shouldn't have to.
Like, no.
Because a lot of females don't put up with foolishness today. Like, if they ain't feeling you, then I heard somebody said the other day, you go out something a female ain't on your run. They just waste your time. And then they start to ask you for money early in the game. Like they ain't ever established nothing with you. They start asking you for money. And then the dude said, the reason why the female asks you for money because she ain't on your run, and then you're paying her, you're paying her, you're compensating her for her either texting you, either coming out with you. It's like you paying her for what she did within that time. That's why they ask you for money prematurely. But if she likes you, she wants to get to know who you are. She wants to find out what's your dreams. What makes you happy? What you know what I mean? Like, she wants to get deeper into your life, and if there's anything she can do to add to it, she's going to. You know what I mean? And there are some good women out there that are looking for men like you, right?
They ain't looking for me, bro.
They are looking for you. They are looking for you. When I say looking for you, meaning like it's like a situation where they here, but you ain't there. So you can't find them. They waiting for you to show up. When I say looking for you, meaning like they waiting for you to pull up, you know. But sometimes, you know the saying, when you show up to the wrong store, you pick up the piece that you don't need. And then you will only put it on for a time being. And once you're done with it, you just leave it there. But you just got to make up in your mind, okay, I pick up something there, but it didn't work out for me. Now I'm going to go in this direction. And hopefully she's going to be there too.
I always wonder to myself, like, where do you go in Nassau? Actually, I learned something interesting today. It's the difference between Nassau women and New Providence women.
Explain that. That one go all over my head. That one go all over my head. Ladies and gentlemen, that one went over my head. Bring me on.
Based on, I can say, based on what this guy said, he said the Providence women live on the outskirts.
Wow.
They live deep east.
Wow.
They live deep west. They ain't just letting everybody like have their body. They independent. They just stay there. Nassau girls is we having sneaky link on you. We doing all kind of foolishness. So it's a difference between Nassau women and New Providence women.
Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you all about my. I got another story. So I was checking this female. Are you ready for it?
Go ahead.
You ready?
You got the solo, bro.
Man, when you talk about Slinky Link.
Oh no.
Oh man. I mean, listen to me. She had me listed as a conk for Drew. She had the biggest conk listed on me. Like conk, right? So the time me and this female been dating for quite some time, and I thought she was the one. And we was living together at that time. And listen to me, man. I hope you edit this one. This one gotta go home. She coming home.
Hold on. So wait. So this is a sneaky link, but she living with you?
No. I'm gonna tell you how to sneaky link. See, let me get to the story. I'm gonna get to it.
Let's hear this.
So what's this now? She have a slinky linky, and she think I don't know what's going on. We living together at that time. You know, when you love is have you doing some crazy things, man. Listen to me. Love is have you holding up. Love is have you trying to compete the next dude out the race. You know what I mean? When it ain't supposed to be like that. It's like it's supposed to be like, hey, use my woman. Let's build this dream together. Let's build a happy home together. Let's try to, you know what I mean? Get married and have this family. But that's not the case in my situation. So what happened was, she came home late one night, like after 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I'm literally, love is how you can't sleep in the nighttime too.
Oh.
So I'm up in the night like this doing this. Peeping to the window. I'm like, she ain't reach home yet. So I see this car pull up. And I'm like, peeping through the window like, I'm like looking. And I see a dude.
Oh no.
And I went back in the bed. And I closed my eyes, play like I sleeping. And then she bombed on the door. I allowed a bomb a couple of times because my heart was on the floor, and I'm like, Lord, what this is, man?
Belly break down. No matter.
Belly break down, and I'm like, yo, why me? Why me? You know? And so I open the door. So I'm like, trying to play everything. Erryting Kool. I didn't know she done 2-1 get smashed. Cause she come home drunk. All you want to do it I got, and you're dead drunk, and you believe that way can let you go home sober like that? What? So when she came home, like she trying to make peace, and she trying to say, oh, I was out with my girlfriends. The person who's driving the car had to drop all of the girls home, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so it's just you and to do it. And y'all ain't do nothing? Oh, no. What'd you take me for? Do we look like...
Yes.
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 Oh, you always think I doing foolishness. But I'm the one home, though. So how would I not think you're doing foolishness if you come home 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm the one in bed waiting for you to come home? What do you want me to think if it's just you and the dude in the car, but you drunk?
doing?
What you think happened?
Where you at?
Where you at?
You got plans.
Oh, don't say that. You feel me? Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? It was a very bumpy road for me. But I said, you know what? I'm done. When I see it today, I'm like, yo, you ain't catch yourself yet?
Oh no.
You still lost in the world? You still trying to survive? I'm like, you know what? I'm good, man. I'm good. So all of that to say is this. In that time.
But why you never just move out the house?
Because the way I left my home was like, ice man.
Oh.
You know, when you show up and you don't want, it's pride. Pride don't play now. I was like, mommy, I gone. Daddy, I gone. And because of pride, I hold on. Because of pride, I stayed in the house. And
well, let me ask you another question, right? Because I always just wonder this. Well, not really particularly with that situation, but if you know she was scheming, why and then y'all just say, baby, let's just have an open relationship?
At that time, like I said, I was in love. So whatever she said to me, I would believe. Even though the evidence was there. Even though I caught her. The only thing I said to myself was like, wait, she done put one on me? Nah, I gotta start cheating. And then I started to talk to other females. But her game was better than mine. Because she caught me. She caught me.
She catch you?
One night, actually one day, I had left my phone home by my mom. Because I had 2 phones and she didn't know that. I had 2 phones. So the second phone came about when I realized that, boy, I love this girl. I don't want to let go. But I'm going to have fun too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that was the open relationship there. But we just never...
I sit down and agree to it. I don't know, blood.
So after that, it was like, she came there and find the next phone. So I have the phone that she know I have. So she's calling me. And she texts me like, you know I have your next phone, right? I couldn't even work.
What you mean?
Because I was doing a side job at the time. I was like, damn. So all the females that I was talking to at that time, she messaged them, oh, do you know Marcus have a girlfriend?
So why you just tell her? Why not just tell her, baby, don't message no one because you doing your dirt too?
But she'd already messed up everything for me. So even then, like even if I had said that, it didn't matter. She had the power. She had the phone. She's controlling the narrative. So
now I'm talking about with her,
no, saying that to her wouldn't make no difference because she had already destroyed everything that I was trying to build outside of our relationship. It's like, okay, I met another female who I started to get the vibe with, and all of a sudden, that connection was disconnected. The next one was disconnected. And then I'm left in the shadows and I'm like, damn, I'm stuck. But we still end up making a relationship work. but it was a very toxic.
Yeah, that
environment.
sound toxic. Like you holding me, you scheming.
Yeah.
I can't scheme. You trying to dead my wives, but you still trying to know, wait. I thank God that I was never in that situation. And then the ones that I was close to, I helped kick them to the curb and tell them to find their daddy.
You did.
Yeah.
But I'm in a better place though. Like right now, I stay faithful to who I am. I don't do that the foolishness that she was doing to me. I don't do that to other females. I try to be as respectful as I can be at all times. Like if I'm talking to someone, I'm with them. Like if I have to cheat on you, then I don't need to be with you.
So tell me, how did the whole Rodney Monker connection happen? Because obviously, if you do know that Rodney was, I did a podcast with him in 2019, and that was like episode 9 or something.
Right.
We in the 80s going into the 90s. That's how much time and fun and different audio adventures we have. Like, but tell me how you were meeting Rodney. Was it in the secret barbershop that y'all?
Yes. Yes.
So tell me about Rodney and tell me about this barbershop.
Okay, so there's a particular barbershop that I used to go to named the G Spot. Me and the owner of the barbershop, we became good friends because I used to always go there. But there's a friend of mine who's always listening to Rodney Monker speak on the show, and we all listen in one big circle. So all of a sudden now, he called Rodney Monker to the store, right? To the G Spot.
Yeah.
Rodney Monker came there. This guy just walking, that bold walk, right?
Yeah.
He come walking over there. He walks in the barbershop. So our friend, who name is the messenger, said, "Hey, ladies, y'all, this is Rodney Monker." Blah, blah, blah. And he gave us an introduction about him. So we all still in this foreign, in our mind, we in a foreign place.
Yeah.
So we trying to figure who this man is. Why you bring this man around us?
Yeah.
And what would he be able to do for us or even to us? And when he started to speak about politics and he started to give us a deeper insight about it, and we realized, but this wasn't a regular man.
Yeah.
This a big man.
Yeah.
In the barbershop. And for me, I was just sitting there mesmerized over his intelligence and how he was very concise and his thoughts was very sober. And I realized, I said to myself, I said, boy, I gotta be friends with him. You know what I mean? You ever meet somebody you like, this could be, that person's gonna be my friend. And as he keep coming and I'm there, then the relationship started to formulate. And then I got his number. I would often text him, check up on him, call him. And then the bond just got stronger and stronger. And like 8 years later, bro, me and him still friends.
Okay, so y'all met. This was like around the time he was a part of the DNA, I would say. Was this 8 years? This would take you 2014?
Yes, around that time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 2014. So this was before this. This was why he was still on CSR radio.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because he was on CSR. Like when they first, I always would hear about him and see his tweets during the early 2010s, but I didn't know what he sounded like until I heard him on the radio. And
Right.
I was like, oh, that's what he sounded like?
Right.
And then obviously I started following him from there, like Freedom March.
Yes.
Like between 2017, especially 2017, 2018.
So what do you think about what do you think about him as a person?
What do I think about it?
Your honesty now. Don't lie.
It's a lot of things. I think I truth be told, I got a lot of my like interview shenanigans style from him. Just
Okay.
watching him hours and hours and hours
Okay.
and studying it.
Right.
And then obviously he telling me why he do certain things. Watch the Rodney Monker let me put on camera 3. Watch that Rodney Monker interview. It's 2019. We go through his whole history about everything. He answers all the questions.
Right.
We need to do a follow-up interview, but the powers that be told me that he can't appear on other platforms.
Right, he
due
did.
to a contract. So, but I'm glad that happened. Why? Because I was the only person who have a podcast episode.
Real.
You know, it is what it is. But, yeah, Mr. Mange, he like when you have interesting people around and, you know, like I say, legends in what they do in their own right. And, you know, when it comes to him, I always feel like he could have, I want to say he could have been bigger, but it was certain things that I would have suggested coming from I guess my managerial mindset to be like, you could do this, that, and that, and monetize everything, to improve your quality of life,
right.
But you know, and all in all, this like, bro, he's a character, bro. Like, he's an inspiration. Like, it was a run from 2017 to 2019. This mom was viral almost every other week. For a good 3 years. Like, no host. Obviously, it cooled off. I mean, pandemic and certain things, they cool off now. But that run from 2017 to
you know you did the lockdown baby at my house, right?
I know.
Okay.
I like the transition because Marcus was in lockdown baby. Right.
This is far.
yeah. So, how did you even get on the show?
It was
because you almost like a regular correspondent now.
Yeah, it was an opportunity. He asked us to come on the show with him, and for me, I was like, really? And he actually asked me and Gary, I think at the time they was doing something for the Titans. Remember the Titans thing where
the Titan Fund?
Right.
Okay.
And that was the first time I came on the show. Basically, the translating Creole to the Haitian community, because do you know that I'm actually Haitian Bahamian?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was there on the show, just translating in Creole, telling the Haitians that this is a fair opportunity for them to be able to take a little bit of funds, invest in the Titans brand,
Titan Fund,
right?
The mutual fund.
Yes, and watch it turn over. You know what I mean? So that was the first opening for me, being on Freedom March, and then after that, it just became a normal thing for me. Being there on the show with them, and it just became a normal thing.
So speak on the whole Haitian Bahamian dynamic. It's always been a point of contention. It's always something that I don't think a month. Well, let me not say month. A year goes by where there's always a public discourse on this matter.
Right.
As old as I could remember, whether it be on talk shows and radios. What I think was interesting with Mr. Munker was he was saying, like, you know, first Bahamian to say, I am a Haitian, and then speaking Creole, and this and that. And it was, that, like, to me, when I first was, he wasn't doing that too much on radio, but I always remember watching his first episode ever on Freedom March when he tear up the Agla poster. Or whatever. I like watching the sequential episodes because I used to come home from work to catch the show and then watch it before I go to work.
Right.
So, like him just saying like "tutu nice," like, you know, and it's like, okay, this is
nice, yeah.
And like,
Come on, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it would catch the spirit and, you know, the different antics. I was like, okay, this is different, but the thing about it is the Bahamian people are loving it. So it's like, you know, he was the bridge right there. But yeah.
The Haitian and Bahamian dynamics, like you said, it's a very touchy topic. Because it could stem from so much different directions. And for me, I try to be as respectful to the Bahamians and understand that they have a point. Certain things has to be done in decency and in order. There's a particular channel that you have to go through in order to do a particular thing. If an outsider is coming in and doing things that ain't right, then the people that was raised in their community or in any community or in their country should have a right to speak against it. You know what I mean? Because when I hear the Bahamians speak, they don't speak in a way to say they don't want the Haitians not to come here, you know. They have this thing, apply for papers to come here. Because when you come in here illegally, then it's like, if the place is like this, if the Bahamas is like this, and too much outsiders coming in illegally, then the place becomes like this. So it becomes a mess. And when it becomes a mess, then it put a screen on the government. And when it puts a screen on the government, then now people like me and yourself and others might have a different opinion. You know what I mean? Did I answer your question?
I mean, you danced
because
that conversation is a multifaceted one.
Okay, then.
I could go on for days to sort of like break down from different angles, and
Right.
misconceptions and things like that. Some perpetuated by Western media, and like a great documentary to watch. I watched in the last 5 years is 1804 by Tariq Nasheed, sort of going through the Haitian Revolution. And then even Mr. Monk enlightened me, like on this show, because I always just tell people, this man's smart, he is talking code. That's why you think he talking code, but listen to what he
Very
says.
sharp.
So like, why everyone time me say, the reason why it's like a contentious thing, because when, like, over 200 years ago, when there were slaves being imported from Hispaniola,
Right.
the not the colonizers, but the plantation owners would say, "Hey, y'all Bahamian Negroes, don't mess with them logical Negroes over there." So and I was like, that sort of rang true, because there's always that different stigmas, the different things and like that. But it's like when you go out into the world,
Right.
and you meet different people from different backgrounds, you understand people are only products in their environments, and not everything is which is perpetuated media where you go on the ground. Like, people will never think, oh, people actually take vacation in Haiti. Yeah. There's rich people in Haiti.
Yeah.
There's white Haitians. So it's like
plenty.
So it's
plenty.
like it's only what you seeing and all these misconceptions to where you take them as truths. So, and yeah. And it's like, the Bahamas, especially Nassau, is this big, small melting pot of multiple cultures.
Right.
From we have all representatives of all the states in India. We have not the Vietnamese, not the Pacific Islands, not the Philistines. I did this something like people of Pacific Island descent. You are people from Northeast Asia, Southeast Asia, the works, all of Europe, South America, everywhere.
Right.
Even, Africans here with the different
well, we got plenty different nationalities.
Like all kind of different nationalities here represented in the Bahamas.
Right.
So, I just see, I understand certain positions and see both sides of certain conversations.
Right.
And, hopefully we come to a resolution in the future, which would be peaceful. But I always just wonder.
That's a long journey, though. When you say that, it's a very long journey.
It wouldn't be a long journey if certain things would just happen right now.
And name one.
If people, Bahamians would be, okay, with the whole Shantytown situation, if Bahamians would not be complicit with renting out this land and making it think people just squatting there when payola happening.
Right.
That's one thing. If you sort of make a program to where, okay, a lot of Nassau is overpopulated and overcongested.
Right.
But if you had a program to where how CARICOM wants to have these open borders situation, you had a proper due diligence process without corruption, where you could fill somebody. Well, first give Bahamians that have the birthright to inherit crown land or any other ancestral land, give them their land first.
Yes.
Then you say, all right, whoever want to come to the Bahamas, this is the route, come. Whew. No, because see, this is it. Because if you do that before you tell the Bahamians, say, y'all can get this land, it can be a problem. Now, if you do the land thing, all right, we can feel, okay, some people might be still pushing into it, but then they'd be like, all right, y'all can come with I know it for sure.
But New Providence is congested, right?
Yeah. I talking about all the islands, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm saying, okay, the province is congested, but all these islands don't have full infrastructure and things like that.
Nah, thinking about it, doing farming, like sharing the island with different nationality. Sorry, you want a piece of this earth? I mean, or you want a piece of this opportunity to have status? Then go over here and formulate this island.
People wouldn't agree with that because they feel like eventually that would make a cultural hub first, and then it would be a process of I may be entitled to some of the ancestral land. So I would always say sort out the surveying and ownership of land first, and then you can bring people in, because then it wouldn't be a strifeful problem. Like, okay, like they sold some land in Rugged Island, which the Moxley family says they claim to own.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what is Crown land? What's ancestral land? What is
Right.
this land? What's that land?
Right.
You sort of all the land situations as know who own what.
Right.
And then you can say, all right, bring in everybody else. Then, you know, you want to buy something, all right, boom. You buy it either from the government or you buy it from the owner. Okay, you want to work this place, all right. There's people, that's the Moxie family or the Williams family or whatever. Okay, they own the set of property or whatever.
Right.
They can't take it. If you want to work on it, cool. But it ain't gonna be no contention. We already know what it is.
Right.
Or whatever. So, you know. So it's almost a similar model to like how Canada has like their immigration thing where they're underpopulated. So they welcome people in to help, you know, they welcome people in to help build a country through them paying taxes, being regularized, naturalized, and paying taxes.
Right.
So the more taxes means more income for the government. So the more bodies you put in a country and
The more taxes they pay.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's just a consumer model to where it's like, okay, if we have more people contributing to NAB, then people can have access to something to retire on. If we have more people contributing to the national treasury, people not thieving,
Right.
who in parliament and otherwise, the more we could, you know, have better roads, have better healthcare,
Yes.
all these different things.
But I think we have a lot of work to do in the Bahamas, a lot of work. But hopefully this New Day government has the remedy
That
to
term
change
was over.
the narrative. Huh?
Their term, to be honest, their term was over. Like next year could be 2.5 years.
Don't worry about that. They got another round. Don't worry about that. They got another round.
I don't think the changes that we need to see will happen in a 5-year period. Especially if you ain't aggressive.
We need at least for 10 years, right? Or more than that. 15?
Nah,
Or 20 years?
I don't think one government can do it. I think, and then
25 years?
especially if you have the right policy, because you have to be mad aggressive at the gate with some of these things, and they can hurt a lot of people.
That is true.
And so you gotta be ready to take the lumps, the public backlash, because you're gonna have to take these sacrifices to do the things that people don't like, and that may not cause you to get voted back in.
That is true. For me, I kid you not, this New Day government, and I hope somebody sees this.
Marcus sounded like he want a contract.
This New Day government is the government for me. The reason why I say that is because I've seen some work being done. I see a lot of people who had like blockages in their way. The big man pulled up and broke those walls down. So I'm a New Day baby.
So, you don't think these blockages was based on their alignment with a particular, or non-alignment with particular parties?
Me mind my business.
Oh man! But what's next for you, workers?
What is next for me is to have my own studio, like what you got going on, because I love it. And to interview people as well. Hopefully, you'll be somebody to interview in the future.
Of course.
That I can ask you some heavy questions, ask you to confess your sins, and then we could just figure out how you could be a better. Just kidding. But other than that, once what's new for me is to start a family as well. Get married.
That's always the goal.
You know what I mean? Get married first and then have children. Try buy as much lot as I can.
Yeah.
Because one of the things what we need to emphasize to young people that don't understand that one day can be old, one day they can get older, is to save your funds. So I would definitely encourage young people to save your fund, because Shaggy said it best. Life is one big party when you're still young. But who's gonna have your back when it's all done? And whilst you living in the moment, save. And then look for a piece of property, buy it. It's easy to know how to buy a car, because you could see a parked car somewhere and ask somebody if they're selling it, and you could buy that car. But buying a land, a lot of people don't know how to get land.
Yeah, because there's so much process. Actually, about that, my goal for by the end of this year is starting the process of acquiring some property.
See?
Like,
We on track.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we need to start preaching, rather than us trying to look for ways to tell people, stay out of people business, stay in the minds of people who doing things. That's the business you need to manage. People who buying things, that's the mind you should manage, and stuff like that. Being idle, wasting time, talking on these phones to people who aren't really putting money in your pocket.
For real.
Ain't making no sense. You know what I mean? So this is one of the things that I look to do in the future, to encourage younger people to put their mind on a bigger platform. Go out there, work for it, believe in yourself, get it, put in that work, and it's gonna manifest. But Marcus Love is coming back.
Marcus Love is coming back.
Yeah, bigger and better.
Bro, you know who you probably would read? Like, you ever heard of The Daily Show?
No.
Okay. I think you and Kevin would be good together.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, man. Shout out to Kevin Daily Show. Hopefully coming back soon.
You need to bring me on then. You think you'll bring me on?
Yeah, actually, he been telling me for a while to bring on, like, he trying to find a bunch of good dudes to talk about relationships. And that's like, yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, we can set that up.
You could make it happen?
Yeah.
See, everything cool.
Well, thank y'all again for another episode of Erryting Kool. You know, we got more coming. But as we switch, we can show Marcus, and then we going to go to the white. As we switch and close off, we gotta say salute.
And this is powerful.
La
force. Tout haïtien, yo. La force.
All of that good stuff. We can see y'all later.